Yeah, I don't know if that's just the bulldog way or anything, but yeah, I'm definitely leaving it in there. I feel like if it dropped that quick, it can go back up that quick, and kind of like Kayson said, like stock market's known for dropping and going up, good days and bad days. So I feel like if you put that much into it and keep putting time and effort into it and looking at it, I feel like you'll get it back. So.
Dude, man, that might be the coolest fucking moment of my entire podcast life. All of my episodes, like that might be my favorite moment, listening to the three of you respond to that question. Like, and like, what is you guys are built that way, the bulldog way? Like, what's this about?
Man, I would almost say it's like, I mean, just bulldog, we bleed blue. It's kind of how we're taught every day. It's almost comparable to our JUCO football journey. It's like we're not gonna have good days, so every day. So that's like saying if you have a bad practice, are you gonna not show up for the rest of the week and then maybe try to come back? That's just not how it works,
You lose, you gonna quit. You gonna turn your pads in. You don't want to play no more. Like what?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's literally our motto.
Yeah, guys, I fucking love that. That's so awesome. All right, welcome back to Money Misfits. I am your host, Professor Heath, and I've got three special guests today. I'm not sure if I'm super pumped about the topic that we're covering today, or if it's the guests. The guys that I have with me today are like three of my favorite students. And so like, I'm super excited about this episode. The episode is about investing. I gave three guys in my classes $100 each and just like told them to go invest in something. Didn't give them any tips, didn't tell them what to do. The intent was to sort of figure out what information they looked at, what was some of the things that they uncovered in the process. And so I just want to like hear their stories, figure out what they invested in, and just maybe dabble in some, what I would have done with $100. But anyway, like maybe I'll let you guys introduce yourselves one by one. Tyreece, you want to go first since you were technically the first guy that I met in this bunch?
Yeah, it's good. I'm Tyreece Bramwell. I'm from Sacramento, California. I go to CSM. I'm an athlete, and I'm just going to CSM to it's not a lot of opportunities out here in Sacramento. I'm just here to pursue my education for free as an athlete. I'm just trying to get out, trying to pursue a software engineering degree. I'm really just trying to get a tech job in the Bay Area or see where football takes me, man. That's really about it.
Nice. We share a love for food as well. We should have been. This is Tyreece, right? JUCO meals.
And I do happen to cook sometimes.
I'm telling you, dude, you got to use my jerk chicken recipe on that episode once. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on,
sure,
dude.
I got a lot of
I totally appreciate you sharing your story.
My name is Kayson Dahl. I also go to College of San Mateo, student athlete on the football team. I chose to go to CSM because same thing, kind of opportunities. I felt like it was the perfect fit for me. There's a bunch of stuff for me to learn from within the football team and everything. I'm an international business major, so I feel like I work very well with people and I can connect with people on different kinds of levels just because of the stuff I've experienced in life. And I really enjoy traveling the world and hope that I can do that within my job and my career. So I hope to get a job doing something like that.
Nice.
Sometime soon.
Like the bedroom, dude. And for dude, you're not going to like this, but like for those of you listening, for some reason I have this mental block with Kenyon and Kayson's name. And so I fucking get them mixed up all the time. And not only that, I have always tend to call Kayson Dyson, which is like, I don't even know. It's like the vacuum cleaner. And I like just the other day, I realized that it's because your last name starts with D. and Kayson Dyson. I don't know. I get it all fucked up. Anyway, no offense, dude. And like Tyreece, I totally appreciate you coming in, sharing your story, taking the time. I know you guys are super busy, so I totally appreciate the fact that you guys are setting aside an hour for me. All right, Kenyon.
Yes, sir. My name is Kenyon Shabazz. I play receiver. I also go to College of San Mateo and play football. And kind of like Tyreece, like being in Sacramento, being an area where there's not a lot of opportunities, College of San Mateo was like a perfect fit, being able to get out, get away a little bit, and just learn and develop. Um, I have a AA degree in social science. I've earned an AA degree in social science this past semester, this spring 2025 semester. And I'm looking to major in communications at the 4-year level. And yeah, I'm looking to just continue football. I think football is something that God has blessed me with talent, and that's something I want to pursue for as far as I can. I know opportunities aren't free around here, so being able to play a sport and get an opportunity to earn a degree that way and earn my education that way is something that I'm willing to do, and I'm just super appreciative for CSM and what they've been able to do for me.
Yeah, you guys are all part of an awesome program. Like the football program is just amazing. I mean, not only are you guys like seriously badass on the field, but like all the stuff that you guys do off the field is really cool. Like every so often I'm a part of it, and I'm always like really impressed with everybody who's on the team and all the coaches and the staff and everything you guys do. It's really cool. And dude, I'm telling you, like the coolest fucking thing that happened to me almost this entire semester is when Kayson got sick. So for those listening, Kenyon sits in the back and Kayson sits up front, like first row. So when Kayson got sick, Kenyon like showed up and like was sitting in the front row in your seat the whole time you were sick. I was just like, that is so fucking awesome. Motherfucker ain't here. I'm sitting in his seat. It's awesome. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I gave you $100 and I asked you to just go invest in something. And so this episode, I really kind of want to explore all the different stages. And I want to start with like, how did you get started? Like, were you overwhelmed? What did you look at? Like, were you totally confused? Were you looking at Instagram videos? Like, how did you get started? Like, what did the process look like at the very beginning?
Well, I feel like, man, after like procrastinating and like you said, stressing about it for like shit, like at least a month, was it? Like not knowing where to go, man. I don't know if I should go to stocks. I don't know, like put my money in the bank and ETFs or whatever. And I for sure was stuck at you feel me? So I guess I kind of just sat down and wanted to think about it. I started doing my little research, like what would be the best idea for me. And I feel I know I went to ChatGPT, the over reliable, man. And I asked it, I put in like my situation, a struggling community college athlete, my living situation, all of that. And like kind of gave me ideas of where I would start at. And it was mentioning like Acorn and Robinhood and all these things. And so wanted to get it over with and get it off my shoulders. I liked what Acorn was talking about. So it's basically like every time I make a purchase, it's like a 1% like extra change or whatever left over gets added into the little bank account, and like every month I add $5 into there, and it tells you like how much like money you would be making at this certain age in your life, or how much if you invested more and all that. So yeah, where I put my money at was Acorn. I like the concept behind it of extra change and seeing
Nice.
and actually seeing my progress, and I could just leave it there and I come back and I could see all my progress.
So you trusted ChatGPT over the clowns on Instagram and all that other stuff? Like,
I feel like, yeah, like social media, man, everybody like get quick scheme and all this. Like, it's a lot to fall for. And I feel like, I don't know, we in 2025, AI is a useful source, useful tool. So I feel like it's not gonna lead me in the wrong direction. And I feel like everybody got their own opinions and like I said, different situations. Like everybody on Instagram popping it how they got this and that, but not everybody in the same predicament I am. So
Nice. I like that. Kayson, you want to go next?
Yeah, so well my experience was definitely very similar. As far as the beginning, I was procrastinating and just like really didn't know where to start. Like I was thinking, I even talked to you briefly a couple of times in class. Like I was unsure about, do I walk in somewhere? Do I do it online? And you told me like, oh, you can do it online. So that kind of changed my whole perspective of it. And one day I just really not too long ago, but like I said, procrastinated for like a month. One day I just sat down and kind of looked it up, like just like investing online. And then from there, it's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of different stuff to look at. Like you can go in a lot of different ways. And I ended up coming across a familiar name, which is Robinhood. So I went into Robinhood and then had to make an account, put all this information, and I was a little bit skeptical. I had to put my social security, all this stuff, because it's like it's serious, Put my name, email, sign up, make an account, whatever. From there, jumped into Robinhood, and it was very confusing at the beginning. Like I was just kind of like looking at all these different numbers and stocks, ETFs, like all these percentages, and I didn't really know where to go. So I kept just clicking back on the investing tab. And eventually I'm like, I'm not just gonna sit here and, waste my time. So I ended up jumping on YouTube. YouTube will never fail, just like ChatGPT. I feel like we gotta use the technology in
Nice.
front of us. So I jumped on YouTube, literally just looked up how to invest on Robinhood. And I found a video where somebody was on a computer, exact same look as me, went there, did that, and just basically used that as a blueprint. So from there, I felt like I wanted to invest in something that made sense to me. There were so many different options and all these different huge companies like Apple, Amazon, whatever. I ended up going with the ETF, and it was the Vanguard Information Technology ETF, which is like it's 98% technology based with like a huge emphasis on AI and Microsoft and all this stuff. Like it's pretty much very much. I just feel like that's the
Yeah.
future of the world. So I feel like there's almost no way that can crash down on me. It has to just keep improving. So I ended up going in on that. It was a pretty popular one, but still, all these numbers and stuff, I was still confused. So basically, I ended up just clicking on that. Saw the numbers about it. Saw that it's been around since January
Yeah.
2004. So put my trust into it. Ended up starting off just putting $50 into it, and then set it up so it'll recur and hit every month for 50.
Nice.
So
Man.
with the recurrent fund. So I mean, it looks pretty promising. I've been checking up on it, and it drops, goes up, but still, even then, I'm still just kind of looking at. It's almost like
Yeah.
I'm looking at a different language, because it's like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a lot on there, on the app or on the
Yeah.
online browser.
We'll get to like how it feels to look at it dropping in a second. But I just wanted to know, I want to like circle the wagon with Kenyon to see what he did. But man, so much of what you guys are saying is exactly the stuff that I wanted to talk about. It's really cool. So, all right, Kenyon.
Yeah, so kind of just like them, I was kind of super like just deer in the headlights about it a little bit. Kind of excited, kind of anxious, kind of nervous. And I remember we kind of would sit down at the dinner table like and talk about it a couple nights. Like, all right, so what are we thinking? Like, who's doing what? And kind of like Tyreece said, like I just jumped on a Chat GTP. And same thing, like I looked into it, and I remember the third option. I put in all my information, um, my details, things about me, um, and kind of like where I'm at. Like I have a lot like more to do. Like I'm 19, no ID. Like I have a lot of things that I got to figure out. So I seen the third option was just invest in reselling. So as soon as I seen that, like I have a friend who owns a store in San Marin, Sunsets Marin, and I just called him. I made a phone call. I said I got this project. My teacher got something going on, and he literally he hooked me up. So he does a lot of reselling for all kind of different things, different clothes, different shoes. He goes and flies around places, does pop-up shops all throughout the Bay Area, all throughout California,
Yep.
different states. And there's a brand, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I see some people wear the little Stussy shirts. I have one right here. but it's a brand called Denim
Nice.
Tears. So it's Denim Tears, and I don't know if you look up Denim Tears on on Google, it goes for a pretty good amount of money. But he sold me a hoodie. I bought it for $100 off top, and with my, I would say, name, image, likeness, whatever, posted it online, said I have this hoodie for sale, and it sold. So I sold it. I got to go ship it. I'm shipping it to Tennessee. So some of the profit money that I'm taking, I got to go take towards shipping. But because I sold it so quick, I was actually able to get another hoodie for a
Nice.
discount, for a discount off. So now I'm gonna post this one up and kind of just continue the process from there. I know it's winter and hoodie season, so I chose to take it into something that I think people will kind of like in this time. And who knows, maybe post it, sell it to one of my teammates or something like that, and then possibly continue to get something going from there.
Sweet. Tyreece, what did you end up? So like so I know very little about Acorn. Like, so do you invest in anything when you have Acorn, or are you just opening up an account? And then I think Acorn is the app that rounds up all your purchases to the nearest dollar or something like that, and it takes the change from each transaction and puts it in an account. But are you like, with the money that you are putting into Acorn, have you invested in anything?
I think they got their own little stock. And like Kayson said, like the numbers is a little confusing. I seen it was like negative at one point. I think it might still be there. But I think they got like, I don't know what the stock is called, but for sure, like everything, like I put that $100 in there to like just to start it off.
Yep.
And like every $5 every month. But it is a stock. I just don't know what stock it is right now.
And you also set up reoccurring contributions?
Yep.
Fucking
$5 every month.
Nice.
On my own
So
pocket.
look, the biggest takeaway, like one of the biggest fucking takeaways from this exercise is you guys went through what everybody your age goes through, which is tons of anxiety, total confusion, like total information overload. And when you don't really have like a huge amount of motivation to start investing, and in addition, the landscape is super confusing, a lot of people are going to put off investing. They're just going to choose to, hey, you know what, I'll try to figure that out some other time. And before you know it, you never start until maybe you're 30 or 35. For a lot of people, maybe it's even older than that. And so really, like, this first pass, like, I don't really give a fuck what you guys invest in, right? The first pass is just like actually getting off the sidelines and putting yourself into the game. And like the fact that you guys all kind of went through that process already, it's fucking huge. And like two of you, well, really all three of you are like talking about this like reoccurring process where it's not just the fact that you got started, but the second most important thing when it comes to investing beyond just getting started is being consistent. And so the fact, even if it's just like $5 for now, or $10 or 50, or one hoodie every couple of weeks, like being consistent in that, in addition to starting, is like, it's huge. And to go through that process, like I'm super fired up that you guys had the motivation to get through it. And I'm just curious, do you think it would have ever crossed your mind to get started in investing had we not done this? Like, is investing and thinking that you want to invest, is that something that's on the radar, or is it like, man, that was just no way?
I could say me personally, like the only time I ever really thought about maybe I should go invest is one time when we were in a different classroom, Dr. Gaines' class, and you came in there and spoke. And that was the first time like my eyes were kind of open to like, maybe I should get started with this. Like you showed the graph of, oh, if Billy puts in $3,500 a month, he's gonna have 5 million when he's 50 compared to 0, 0, 0, 0. You know what I mean? So you really definitely started it off for me. Like, I think that I really can't say it's on the radar for people our age. Like, it sounds good, but like really getting started and doing it is absolutely the hardest part, in my opinion. Like, because it's, you have so much other stuff that you feel like is more important or more, to really sit down and, oh, let me go invest. It's not something familiar to our
Yeah.
community specifically, I would say,
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree. I would say, like, just like Kaysen said, like, when you and I remember one time, Professor Rhodes in his class, like, brought it up in Mez, and like like crazy to see like how much how little you can do, and it just grows and continues growing. But kind of like Kaysen said, like, especially us, like athletes, someone who doesn't have constant payments, or unemployed, it doesn't we don't kind of like he said, like, it sounds real nice, but it's really really hard for us to start, so this opportunity was really really good, and kind of like learning off Kaysen and Tyreece, like, now I can maybe take some of the profit money and put in. Case and only put 50 in, and it's reoccurring. Like, maybe I can do something like that too now. So I think that that's super cool opportunity. But yeah, like Kason said, I think it is hard for our community to start.
Yeah, I feel like shit for even like something as simple as like credit, like Baz, and Kason saying like we not just getting a whole lot of money, we young guys, man. And I feel like the first time I heard about investing was my homie in high school. My homie Jalen, he used to tell me about Robinhood and like how, you feel me, you should just start now and stuff and like just build your credit and things like that. But I didn't really take it into like account until like you really said it like in your class, like you should start like now, like it's gonna build over time, and it's just something like in the back of your head, like, all right, maybe I'll do it, maybe I'll sit down and do it. Do I have the money for this? Like, but like you said, if you just sit down and do it, it's over, and my future is set now. Like we already set the plan in motion. The best thing to do is just start.
Yeah, the number one. So, like, a bunch of big banks, like big companies, have gone out and they've done studies on, like, what are the characteristics of people that don't reach their financial goals, right? So, like, people who have all these like hopes and dreams, but never really get to the finish line. Like, what's the basic common characteristic of those people who don't reach their financial goals? And the number one most common characteristic is none of them fucking got started, right? So they all just like put it off, put it off, put it off, and never got started. And then if they did get started, they just got started way too late. And so this first step, as confusing as it is, and even if you completely fuck it up, like you buy the wrong thing and it goes in the toilet in a few weeks, um, like that's not something that we really should be worried about at all. Like the main home run right now is that we got started. And then the second step is going to be consistency moving forward. Okay, so I want to switch gears for a second and talk about the types of accounts that you guys opened up. Right. So one of the interesting things about investing is that, like, there are different types of, I don't know even how to explain it. There's different types of accounts that we could use. Right. So there's some accounts that are set up for retirement. So you just put your money into these accounts and then you don't touch it until you're 65. And for the vast majority of people, that's probably the most important thing to start with. And then once you move out of, setting up an account for retirement, then you have two options really. One is to just open up a brokerage account where you can just buy whatever you want and sell it whenever you want, not have to wait till you hit retirement. And then the third option is to just put it into a savings account. And so I'm just wondering, is that anything that crossed your mind? Like, are you conscious of what the retirement accounts are? Does that sound like something that you would want to do, or is the age of 65 way too fucking long from now? do you even know if you opened up a regular account that you can use and buy and sell whenever you feel like it? Like, what do you guys, what's the thought on that?
I could pretty much confirm that the account I opened up is manageable right now, and I can press sell on it right now. When I was getting set up for Robinhood, it did say Roth IRA if I wanted to press that, and I just skipped it because I knew what that was, and I don't have a current job, so I knew that like my 401k or whatever, even though I'm not super knowledgeable in that aspect, but I knew that like my job or whatever I end up getting into will kind of follow through with that. So I didn't want to do that myself and start investing for that, you know. So I kind of try to take more of like a on the side route of it, like I'm kind of doing like that second option you were talking about, or whichever one where it's like I can take it out at any point, and you know. But as far as the age of 65, I feel like that's something I don't want to do with kind of like a clock in, clock out kind of job, you know, and like have it there. Like it's nice to have, but I wouldn't really exactly want to rely on that. I wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? I want to have something else where it's like I'm putting my personal touch on it rather than just relying on the 401k to come through when I turn 65. That's definitely a long time away. You never know. You know, life is you can't really expect anything.
Yeah. I was wondering, just as like I don't remember how old you guys are, but I'm thinking like 20 or 19. And so, like, so a lot of people will say like the first things that you should do really are like when it comes to investing, the first thing that you should really prioritize is your retirement. And then once you get to a point where you're able to contribute like 15% of your income, after you do that, then you can sort of move to the account Kenyon that you're in, or sorry, Kayson that you're in. I knew I was going to do that. Right. So it's just, I've always wondered, like, when you're 20 and everybody's telling you, or the traditional experts are saying that you really should be planning for retirement, is like 45 years just way too fucking long for you to participate in the upside of investing? Is it like, man, why do I want to wait 45 years? And so I'm like really curious to know, like, like if you had, let's say you had a job and you had the option to do any of the three, the retirement account, the traditional account, or just a savings account, do you think you still would choose the traditional account that gives you the opportunity to take money out whenever you feel like it?
I mean, I would personally say yes. Them two can, you know, chip in. I would say yes though.
I think I would agree and also say yes. Uh, just because, kind of like Jason said, you never know. You never know when you are going to need to take it out. So
Yeah. Tyreece, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like I say yes, bro, but like, cause like you for sure don't know the certainty of your future. But I feel like I don't know, man. I mean, you feel me? Like I feel like it's just always great to to just. I mean, at least have faith. You know what I'm saying? Just put it in there. Why not? Cause you like, but like they are saying that you don't know. But I feel like that's personally what I would do though. I might, you feel me? 45. You know, I might not get there. I might get there, but I for sure feel like that's the better decision for me at
but
least.
at the same time, I think if 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 I was able to just put it in to a retirement account where I can just sit and grow and I wouldn't have to look at it, I feel like I would take that into consideration, depending on my job, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that because like if I have a job, it's like I could put this money in there anytime, and I know I'm getting money back as well. So it's like I feel like that's like easier, like weight off my shoulders to be able to invest in something like that. I could just take out anytime.
If you think about it, your money is going to, like, so the general rule is like maybe your money doubles every 9 years, right? So let's say that you put your money, let's say that you have like, I don't know, you've been putting money into an investment account and you're 40 years old and you have like 250 grand, right? Let's assume that it doubles every 9 years. So you're 40, you have 250 grand. By the time you hit 49, you've got 500. And then by the time you hit 50, I can't do fucking math, but I think it might be 58. You then have $1 million. And then by the time you're 65, you've got 2 million, right? So this idea that like our time horizon is really long when we start young allows us to like one of the biggest benefits of investing is the fact that for you guys specifically, you're so fucking young that when you start at 20, man, your money is going to start really compounding when you hit 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Like your money is just going to skyrocket. And so that's one thing that I would put on the radar is that like, man, you know what? Like to really fucking change my lot in life, I really have to be thinking long term, right? And then in addition to thinking long term, I would also say that like the retirement accounts, they have tax benefits, right? So one of the benefits of participating in the retirement accounts is that like you can actually put more money into the account than you would be able to put into a traditional account, all else equal. Or you could choose to put money in and then at the very end, it's all tax free, right? So if you're sitting on 2.5 million or 5 million in a Roth account at the end, you can take all of that out and never have to pay taxes. And so like, I would definitely put on your radar, man, this idea of like, you're right. We don't know if we're going to be around at 65, but fuck, come on, guys. Like, assume that, be hopeful that that will be an outcome for you. And you should probably think about what your life is going to look like at that point. And so I might even say, why not do both, right? Why not do all three? And so like, and Kenyon, why not continue to do the hoodies and like you were saying, start putting maybe some of the money into what Kayson and Tyreece are doing. And then maybe you do all three, where you do the hoodies, you do a traditional account, and then you create a retirement account. And then, if you have $100, maybe 10 of it goes to the retirement account, 40 of it goes to a traditional account, and 50 goes to the hoodies. Like it doesn't have to be all or nothing. But the idea that you're going to wait a really long time is really like your secret weapon. And presumably, right, some point you guys are going to get married and have kids and like have a family and like leaving something for the next generation. Like that's going to become something very real for you guys really soon. That, man, you're going to you're not just like setting aside money for you only, but it's going to be you and your entire family. And so like thinking 60 years or not 60 years, but 40 years from now, it's yeah, you're going to be fucking old, but your family is going to be benefiting from the decisions that you're making today as well. So anyway. Okay. What if I think I even heard this. What if you open your shit up? Let's say you put your $100 in, or actually let's say that you've been doing this for like 3 years. And you've got like $4,000 or $5,000 set aside, and it's been growing, it's been doing good. And then you open up your account and you lost like $3,000. What do you guys think you would do? Here, I'll tell you this. Today, my stocks in just one of my accounts dropped by about $30,000. And and that's just one of my accounts. And if I were to assume that I had similar drops in my other accounts, which I probably did, I'm thinking, no lie, today I probably lost close to $60,000. So it's a substantial fucking hit. And I want to know, like, not so much your thoughts on that, but like, so I'm going through this, but I'm just hypothetically asking you guys, if you built up some momentum and then you saw it fucking take a sharp decline, what do you think you would do? Do you think you would sell and just get out of the market and just like put your money in a savings account? Would you keep it in there? What would you do?
I feel like, shit, I mean, this shit happen all the time. So it's like, I feel like if it's dropping, I know at least, I'm gonna put my money in a trustable fund. So it's like, I know at least it's gonna go up. At least I'm gonna have some type of profit, even if it's just like, a couple thousand, bro. I feel like as soon as I see it go up, like even a little bit or like just enough, bro, I'm probably gonna get my profit back and sell it, bro. I'm not even gonna fuck around and try to lose some more.
So wait, so what is the answer? So like, are you leaving it in or are you taking it out?
I'm leaving it in, bro. We just gonna sit back and watch, man.
And the rationale is that you think it's going to come back.
I mean, it has to. I mean, you gotta stay positive about this life. You know what I'm saying? We all take losses. We take losses. You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
you.
Turn it to a
Dude, if you can, like, I have a terrible memory, but can you remind me to like respond to that specifically in a couple of minutes? Okay.
Got you.
All right. Kayson and Kenyon, what are you guys going to do?
I mean, I feel like just the way that we're wired, like I feel like you're not supposed to just take it out and call it a day. Like, that's not how we go about things. That's not how. So we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. If worst comes to worst, if I really feel like this market is done for, this stock is done for, maybe I'll take that and put it somewhere else as far as another stock, another investment. But that definitely, even though I'm not super knowledgeable about it, I know that that's kind of how the stock market works. There's good days and bad days, just like life. So you just got to keep moving, putting one foot in front of the other. So I'll probably try to either keep it in there, depending on what that stock is, or put it somewhere else. But I'm definitely going to leave the money in the stock market. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just the bulldog way or
Yeah,
anything, but
it
yeah,
gotta
I'm
be.
I'm I'm definitely leaving it in there. I feel like if it dropped that quick, it can go back up that quick, and kind of like Kaysen said, like stock market's known for dropping and going up, good days and bad days. So I feel like if you put that much into it and keep putting time and effort into it and looking at it, I feel like you'll get it back. So.
Dude, man, that might be the coolest fucking moment of my entire podcast life. All of my episodes, like that might be my favorite moment, listening to the three of you respond to that question. Like, and like, what is like, you guys are built that way, the bulldog way? Like, what's this about?
Man, I would almost say it's like, I mean, just bulldog weekly blue. It's kind of how we're taught every day. It's almost comparable to our JUCO football journey. It's like we're not gonna have good days, so every day. So that's like saying if you have a bad practice, are you gonna not show up for the rest of the week and then maybe
Yeah,
try to come
man.
back? That's just not how it works,
You lose, you gonna quit. You gonna turn your
Yeah,
pads in. You don't want to play no more. Like what?
exactly.
Yeah, that's literally our
Fuck
motto.
yeah, guys. I fucking love that. That's so awesome.
Uh-huh.
Right? So here's the deal.
It's a
Like,
lifestyle.
here's the deal. You could snap your fucking leg in half, okay? And that's a really bad, that would be kind of hard to come back from. Or maybe you get into a car accident and unfortunately your playing days are completely over, okay? Or maybe you just get knocked out of bounds and, you fucking go back in a couple of plays. Like, there are different situations where you're going to get your ass handed to you. And like some situations you can jump back up and be okay. And other situations you're definitely not getting up. You can't survive. So here's the deal. Like, if you're putting all of your eggs in one basket, so like if you bought one stock in one company and that one stock in that one company had a really shitty day, then maybe it might be time to get out of the market because you've like violated the number one rule that we want to avoid, which is putting all of your eggs in one basket. Okay. So if on the other hand, you were like doing things the right way, so like you got started, which you guys have already done, and then you make it a habit, which is what you guys have already fucking done on your own as well. You just like hit the reoccurring shit. Then the next thing that you want to keep in mind is that you want to diversify, right? You don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. You want to put them across as many baskets as you can. Like, so the S&P 500 is a pretty common talking point, and basically the S&P 500 is what most people will invest in, and they're basically just investing in the 500 biggest companies in the US. And so for me, most of my investments are in the S&P 500. And I'm totally with you guys. If I have a bad day, I understand that, listen, there are going to be bad days, but there's also going to be really good days. And on average, based on what I'm doing, I'm going to average out to be like 8 or 9% every year. That doesn't mean that I'm going to get 8 or 9% every year. Some years I could drop by like 20%, 30%, but then a few years later, maybe it goes back up 40% or 50%. Like, there could be really good days, there could be really good months, there could be really good years, and there could be really bad days, really bad months, and bad years. So the trick is to get started, be consistent, diversify, and then just like keep contributing when shit goes down. For you guys are so fucking young. Like, you want shit to go down. Like, you want shit to tank. Like, every fucking day that you open up your investment account, you want, as long as you're diversifying the right way, you want to see shit tanking, right? You want to see it tanking. Because the lower things get, the more you can buy. And so like, you're in your buying power years. And so like, it's less like the house down the street. You want it to be super cheap when you buy. And then when you sell 50 years from now, you're going to sell at a really, really high price. So for you guys, again, the time horizon, and if you're diversified, you don't have to really worry about things that happen day to day. Like, that's not part of your plan. You guys are in the long game, and dips here and there, not something you need to worry about. Nice, man. That's huge. Okay. Man, I almost want to say that we've covered every single topic I had on our agenda. How about questions? Right? So like, do you guys have next steps? What is it that you guys envision doing next? Like, what's next for you in terms of investing?
Yeah, I would say, me personally, I really want to try to understand what I'm looking at a little bit better, because like, I know I have the money in there, and I can see if it says from $55 to 54.80, whatever, but it's like, I want to understand what I'm looking at more and see when things are red and things are green, what does that exactly mean? My stock has, my ETF has 317 stocks in it. It's not like the S&P 500, but it's a lot still. So it's like all this different stuff going on. I just kind of want to be able to look at it through a deeper lens if I can. So how would you say I go about that?
I would say like my general rule of thumb would be to take a personal finance class, right? So you just take a class where the person teaching the class has no agenda. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're not trying to like pump any bullshit up your ass. They're just like, here's the information. Here's everything that you should really know. Again, we're not going to learn everything, but this is at least a good complete picture of the things that you want to keep in mind. I would start with a class, and then I would say that like, you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to figure that stuff out, right? It's like your physical health. Like, your physical health, the situation you'll be in when you're 50 is totally different than it is now. And so like, you're going to have to relearn how to keep yourself healthy at 50, which is totally different than keeping yourself healthy at 20. And your financial health is going to be the same thing. Like, your situation's always going to evolve and change. And so you're just constantly always going to have to learn it. But my sense is that, take the class, and then, man, I would definitely lean on ChatGPT as well. Like, you guys are totally onto that. Like, that's not going to give you any biased information. It's going to be, as long as you put in good prompts, you're going to get good responses. And dude, just remember the pillars. You've already done the first one. You already got started. And then you want to just diversify. And as long as you diversify and you're consistent, man, who cares if you're making the wrong decisions right now, right? Like, you're doing it. Like, again, we want to make sure that we just get started and we're consistent. We don't have to really worry about being totally right. And again, as long as we're diversifying, and from what you've articulated, it already sounds like you're well diversified. And so just like keep contributing, keep fucking doing it. And that's it. Trust the process. How about you, the other two?
Come on. TTP,
Come on.
TTP. Come on. Nah, for me, I think this is something, I think our class kind of just really opened my eyes and seeing like how I can take a real life example and like really do it. So I think this is something that, like, even the relationship with my friend, like, this is something I think I can continue doing and kind of even like take to the 4-year school. But right now, like, my small goal is just to make double of what I invested right now in profit, and then kind of just sit down with Kayson, create a Robinhood account, and
Yeah.
and just put a little bit.
You know what I like about Kayson and Tyreece's approach more than your approach, and I'm not shitting on your approach, but they don't really have to do anything, and they're going to keep, like, it's like their stuff is going to continue to grow, and your plan doesn't grow unless you keep buying and selling and buying and selling. So I kind of like the idea of you sort of diversifying your approach by, like, continue to do the Hoodie approach, but in addition, just like you're saying, like, move into a more passive approach to investing and doing it consistently, and it not really requiring a whole lot of effort. I like that idea a lot. All right, JUCO meals.
Yeah, man. I feel like, I don't know. I don't really know what the next step is. I feel like now that I had time to think about it, like, I for sure want to be able to be, stable enough to invest in a savings account. But I feel like this class alone, man, helped me for sure, like, understand a lot about this, like, money shit. Like, even like simple as mortgages and like car payments and car notes and stuff like that. I feel like I for sure like I would have had to experience that myself, like, going into my own world and figure all that stuff out. But the fact that I, took your class, understood all that, it for sure helped me, grasp the understanding of, how I should move forward. And, this adult life, man, this shit a little harder, man. But it's good to, get a grasp of what I have to come, like what's ahead of me for
I
sure.
like it. Hey, I'm going to just ask you one last question, and I'll let you guys go. Let's say something terrible happens. Let's say your car breaks down and you don't have any money saved, and you use your credit card to fix your car, and you put a $1,000 charge on your credit card. So you're sitting here with credit card debt of $1,000, and then you have $1,000 in cash. What would you think you do with the cash? Do you pay off your credit card, or do you invest in the stock market?
Yeah, I think it depends as far as what I'm already doing in the stock market. If it's my current situation and I'm already investing however much it is a month, say it's, even if it's $200 a month at this point, I would say I would continue to invest, and do what I can to invest and pay what I can for the car. But I'm not gonna just. I feel like we've talked about this whole time. Consistency is so important. I wouldn't just stop investing because of something major happened. Like, it's gonna get paid off eventually. So I would keep doing what I'm doing as far as the investments.
Kenyon?
Yeah, I kind of agree, especially if I just had the $1,000 cash, like, sitting there, like, kind of like you said. I don't think, like, I would go all in on just paying the credit card then and there and then sitting with no money. Like, I feel like I would try to dabble in make some to get that money back. But yeah.
Okay, here's the response. You definitely never want credit card debt. Okay, so if you have credit card debt, everything has to go to paying that off as soon as possible. So $1,000 in cash should go directly to paying off the credit card, rather than maybe only putting 200 towards a credit card and 800 in the stock market. The reason is because, let's say you have $1,000 in credit card debt, you're going to be paying 21% interest on that. So just like in a year, you're going to pay, what is that, $210? If you're investing in the stock market, we're hoping to do like 8%. So you're going to earn $80, right? So like, you put your money in the stock market and you'll earn $80, but your credit card's going to charge you $210. So you're going backwards. So what you really want to do is, just like general rule of thumb, you don't even have to really understand the math, but we just want to be consistent that credit card debt is just going to fuck us up every time. And so like, never carry credit card debt. It's just always going to work against you. And so like, first rule of thumb, generally, the first rule of thumb is you get rid of all your credit card debt first. Then you set up an emergency fund, and we usually set up an emergency fund equal to like at least 1 month of your spending, at best, like ideally 6 months. Once we get rid of our credit card debt, we have our emergency fund. That's when it's time to start investing. Okay. And then the general rule is we probably should be investing long-term first, right? So in our retirement accounts, and then we trickle down into the stuff that Kayson's doing right now and the stuff that Kenyon's doing, right? So the traditional accounts, but that's generally the general rule, man. And you guys know enough now to just be totally dangerous for the rest of your life. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in and sharing your experiences and like, you know, opening up about being a little intimidated and nervous about the process. Like, I think that's what most of us go through when we first start. And so like, hopefully people hearing your story might relate to it, and maybe they'll get started the same way you guys got started.
And I appreciate you. I feel like I'm very, very well better educated on the topic and just ready to move forward with it. You know, keep learning and getting into
Nice.
it more and more. So I appreciate you.
I'm fired up for you guys. Yeah, I'm fired up for you.
Yeah, and I just appreciate the opportunity. You know, not a lot of professors or people are doing stuff like this for people like us. So I just want to thank you, and like I say, anytime I can, you know, share and help some people out, I'll definitely try.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, like I said, like Kayson was asking me when I was thinking about retiring, and it's like, man, I don't fucking see myself ever retiring because I totally love doing this. To me, it's not like work. So yeah, I totally appreciate you guys too, just as much.
Yeah, man, appreciate you, man, for sure. Like, at least for like treating us more than just, you know, students, you know, and a professor. It's more like, you feel me, mutual connection, man. You know, informing us, you know, just giving us, you know, tools, you know, game to this life shit, you know?
I agree, dude. I agree. Like, one of the coolest things that happened, besides Kenyon coming into class and sitting in the front row, the other really cool thing was Tyreece coming by the class to say hi during the middle of the semester. Like, dude, it meant a lot to me. So anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
My dog, we gotta get you a bus down this year. End it off. Put a ring on it.
But I have rings, right? So I have.
Did they get you one for last year?
I don't think I got one. So they gave Luke one. Do you guys know Luke?
Mm-mm.
They gave me a few from a few years ago.
There you go.
But last year they gave
this last year right here.
Sweet.
Oh, you just had it.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Twin.
Yeah.
Still in the pocket.
Yeah,
my son has got that ring, Kayson. So like, my son helped you guys out for a little bit last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got
Yep.
the ring. Coach T was like, "Yeah, dude, Luke's getting the ring, not you this year."
He was
But
helping
yeah.
the quarterbacks. He was helping the quarterbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, guys. Well, look, I again, like, I know you guys are busy and you're hard to track down, so I totally appreciate the hour you gave me, and yeah. Well, I'll see you guys I'll see 2 of you next week, and Tyreece, I'm sure I'll see you at some point soon.
Yes, sir.
And dude, the white bread, the fucking white bread on the last JUCO meals.
Hey,
I
that
don't
was
know
me. That was my
about
idea.
that.
Exactly.
That shit
That was
was
it.
that's Wonder Bread, dude. Come on.
Bro, we in JUCO
JUCO
for a
meals.
reason,
That's
man.
the
That's
whole
all we
point.
got.
JUCO
JUCO meals, white bread.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna pass on the Wonder Bread.
I'm not gonna see you try it, man.
Fair enough. All right, guys. I'll see you.